Hi, my name is Ritha Fellerman, and I'm excited to talk to you today about a show that will be opening on Saturday, August 20th at the San Miguel Photography Gallery on the corner of Reloj and Mesones. The opening hours will be from 11 to 3 p.m. So stop by. I'm hoping to see you. If not, there are a number of ways to see the show, and I will be talking about them later. I have been very interested in what makes up a series over the last 3 years. There are a lot of ways of making a series. One might be a design element that is like a color or um, a level of saturation. It could be themes, the general general theme. For example, Cindy Sherman's um, uh, autobi autobiographical series called Noir, when self-portraits in San Miguel. Constance Stevenson is doing some very interesting work in using self-portrait as a, self-portraits as a theme. It could be a location. There have been photographers who shot certain street corners for decades, or shooting uh, uh, their children until as they get older and older. So you're really working with with um, the concept of time. Um, Through the Cloth has 3 series in it. The first series emerged from an earlier series called Cocoons. It does not include all of the images in Cocoons. It was reshot, and you'll see why in just a little bit. So um, the original series, Cocoons, included the image above my head. And when I started working with the model, she was a woman, but little more than just out of girlhood. So we worked on the the idea of how women emerge as very young children, and begin to take their power. And it was a beautiful series and very, very well received. When we were shooting, my model became pregnant. Later, she lost the baby after giving birth to her child 3 days earlier. So we needed to stop, and we needed to give her time to heal. And the story became larger, because what this story became then in the Through the Cloth series is a story about the resilience of women everywhere in the world. The 2 images that are on either side of me are from the new shoot. It's an exciting series for me, and this is a narrative series, so it's got a very strong narrative through line, which presents its own challenges. For example, you can't really do much changing up the order without losing the storyline. So it was challenging. It was inspiring. This is a beautiful, intelligent young woman. When she came back to shoot again, she was a woman. She wasn't a girl. And she had gone through some terrible stuff. It showed in her movements, it showed in her face. I am honored to have worked with her for the past 3 years. The the second series of Through the Cloth came out of the first series. Actually, I began to when I started to uh, work through this series again, the original, the cocoon series, I started pulling out images and realized that what I was working with, it could be theme-based. And so I'm developing a series of images that talk about um, uh, archetypes. And that's what I've been working on most recently. Above my head is a recent shot. It's called Girona, and it is a wailing, crying ghost. And that type of archetype occurs in almost every culture in the world. In Ireland, it's a banshee. No men, I have not been able to uncover men who are crying, but women who wail. Very, very interesting. And this was shot in the last time we've worked together, and you've got to have your model trust you. And I wanted her to show me the pain that she felt, and she sure did. It's a beautiful image architecturally and emotionally. The image on the other side of the slide is the only boudoir photo I've ever taken, and it came out of the Cocoon series, where the young woman emerges from her cocoon and develops sexual power. I put that image in with the archetypes because it just seems to fit better. It's called succubus, and a succubus is a female demon who uses her sexuality to lure men in and destroy them. Very, very interesting image and very interesting archetype as well. The image in the center is called assassin. And assassins have a long history of being female because women can gain entry into parts of a culture, parts of a social setting, or in relationships that a male assassin could not enter into. So it goes quite well with succubus. So that's where I'm playing and developing this series. The third series, which is, there's a question about what is the minimum number of images that you could create a series out of. The minimum number is a diptych, 2 images. I'm working on this series, and I can easily think of triptychs, 3 images, but I'm having more difficulty coming up with a diptych. So this is a theme-based series, and it's something that I'm passionate about. As I live here in Mexico, I'm watching my country, the US, and I don't recognize it anymore. I'm watching the world burn. I'm watching the world dry up. I'm watching climate change all over the world, all over the world. So this is my next series, but my next series is going to be a diptych somehow. So if you come and visit this show, please talk to me about ideas that you might have. I'm very interested. And also, please, if you see any holes in my my archetypes, let me know. I would really, really like some feedback from. You don't have to be a photographer. You just have to have visual acuity and a good imagination. In addition to the show that is occurring at the gallery on August 20th, I have another show coming up in Trieste in Italy. I'm very excited about that. They have taken the images from the first series, which is a very narrative. 9 images are going to be shown there. So I'm very excited about that. In addition to the opening, you can find me on social media, in Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, or my blog called Eyes Wide Open, or my website, Ritha Photos. Regarding the narrative series, the Lens Culture review was very good. It was a very much of a cohesive series, and visually and creative and conceptually creative. So I'm very pleased at the reception of my current body of work, and looking forward to working on a series of archetypes and climate change. Have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and please support our photographic gallery in San Miguel. Lots of galleries have closed in the last 2 years, and we're still standing. So come to the show, buy something, support the gallery, and I'm hoping that I get a little bit of money too, and I'm hoping that I can buy a ticket to see my first European show. You have a wonderful day. Bye.